First of all, we don't have a taxing problem. We have a spending problem. 42% of every federal dollar we spend this year is borrowed money. We're borrowing money at the rate of $58,000 per second of every day. And so the deficit, when you take in only $2.4 trillion and spend $3.7 trillion, is over $1 trillion this year. And has been for the past 4 years, and for the next 10 years, every year, over $1 trillion. The analogy I like to use is this. If you had a household income of $65,000, it's as if you would be spending $115,000 and have a credit card debt of $474,000. Raising tax rates on anyone in this fragile economy is the wrong thing to do, especially on job creators who have money sitting on the sidelines waiting for certainty as far as tax policy levels. And if they got that, they could grow their businesses again. It is the Democrats, unfortunately, who won't compromise on tax reform. Pat Toomey put together a package of closing tax loopholes, lowering rates, and raising an additional $250 billion. That was rejected. Speaker Boehner put together one that raised an additional $800 billion. And closing loopholes, lowering rates, and the president him shook on it, and then the president walked away from that. As recently as 2007, the deficit was $167 billion. I balanced budgets in the state legislature on the budget committee. The first 4 years, we passed 4 years balanced budgets and paid down on the public debt. It can be done. It needs political will to do it.
Thank you. Mrs. Strader, would you sign this pledge or a similar type pledge from, say, the left side of the aisle? You have 2 minutes.
No, I wouldn't.
There we go.
All right. No, I wouldn't sign this pledge. And, because this pledge is to one man, and what it does is it holds the American people hostage. And, when we're trying to face some economic security right now, we are facing great challenges as a nation. And I believe that we need a balanced approach to this. Something that's modeled after the Simpson-Bowles Commission. And I believe that being flexible in this approach is necessary. Limiting yourself to a pledge from a narrow-minded plutocrat is not what the nation needs right now.
Thank you. Congressman Pitts, you have 30 seconds to ask a question of Mrs. Strader's comments on this topic.
All right, Ms. Strader, we're projected this year to borrow over $1 trillion. And that'll be added to our $16 trillion debt. President Obama has not offered a plan to balance the budget. The Democratic Senate hasn't voted on a budget in over 3 years. Both Mitt Romney and Paul Ryan have each offered a plan to balance the budget. The only thing that your leaders have offered are tax increases on rich people. Now, if we double the income on millionaires, that only generates $190 billion.
Question, Joe.
What is your plan for finding the other $1 trillion to balance the budget?
Well, like I said, what we need to do is make a balanced approach here, right? And to do that, we need to cut some wasteful spending that's going on in Washington right now. I am an Iraq War veteran, and I served overseas in Iraq. I know what kind of wasteful spending is going on over there. And I believe that if we start taking a look at the programs that we currently have, where we are spending way too much money, that we can balance the budget. We need to have a balanced approach, though, and we need to do these types of things to get there.
Mrs. Strader, you have 30 seconds to ask a question of Congressman Pitts.
Congressman Pitts, during your party's presidential primary, every candidate running said that they would be against a plan that would include $10 in tax cuts for every $1 in revenue. Do you join your Republican Party in this position?
Yes, this is precisely the wrong time to raise rates. I would not oppose closing loopholes. As I've said, we call that tax reform. There are 73 tax extenders that are going to expire in this year. And so in lame duck, we will discuss tax reform, which means lowering rates, broadening the base, getting more revenue. Simpson-Bowles said if you closed all extenders except 5, you could have enough money to balance the budget and lower the rates to 10, 14, 23, and the corporate tax rate down to 26. So it can be done. It requires bipartisanship, to get tax reform, and that's what I would support.